Oh, thank you.
You know, because so what we need to do is we need to construct your mission statement, and we need to, in order for you to be exactly where you want to be, we need to obviously release these blocks. So the reason I just want to say hello to people that will watch and watch on the replay. And I am with a real life client, and this client has been very, very humble to actually allow me to interview her today and help her to move forward from possibly one of the most, I guess, popular and yet most crippling to your success blocks, and that is sabotage. Sabotage of confidence, sabotage of your self-esteem, and obviously that causes anxiety. And this is quite often brought around by self-doubt, but obviously what this client wants to do is become unstoppable. They want to be laser focused and they want to achieve their highest goals. So I would like to introduce you to Shavana. Hi, Shavana.
Hi, Terry. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, it's an absolute pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. So firstly, what I would like to do is I would like to find out a little bit about your issues. So tell me what your goal is and what you want to achieve first, and then let's blow this baby out of the water. So go ahead and tell me, what you would love to achieve first.
Yeah, sure, I can do that. So what I want to achieve basically is just to be able to achieve my goals, and not have this self-doubt all the time, which kicks in whenever something good's happening in my work.
So I'll just stop you right there. Now, for training and coaching purposes, do you notice that when you are talking to someone who wants to achieve their goals, they talk about what they don't want to have? So they want to stop what it is that is holding them back. So if you were able to achieve your goals and not have this sabotage and not have these feelings that you've got, what would you have instead? Because that's the really trickiest part. And we're going to watch you transform this very quickly. So tell me, if you can, how can we turn this around? What would it look like if you could completely release that?
If it would feel amazing to, it would just feel so good not to have it, because it's like a block, it's stopping me. So like it would just feel like a release, and it would feel it would definitely feel really, really good not to have it, because then I would just be able to go ahead with my goals and keep continuing and not have this block which is like stopping me from achieving what I want to achieve. So yeah, definitely it would feel like I would feel a lot lighter not having this, I think. Just
Yep. So you feel a lot
I would
better?
feel relaxed. I would definitely be relaxed, more relaxed. Yeah.
Okay, so you'd be more relaxed. And if you were more relaxed and lighter and
focused, I would be focused. I would definitely have better focus.
Yep, focused. Okay, so I like the way you're kind of rolling now. So I like that you went from not being able to really discuss it, to being able to say that you're going to be released, you're going to feel lighter, you're going to be relaxed, you're going to be focused, you're going to feel good, and it's going to be amazing. So now I want you to describe what your behaviors are going to be like, because we have released you. So let's just imagine you are already released. What is your new behaviors? Tell me about that.
My new behaviors will be, I will be consistent with my tasks that I'm meant to be doing.
Yep.
So I will just be doing my tasks with ease. I will be focused, and I will be, organized in doing the things that I need to do. It will just be easy, and I will just be relaxed about it, and it will just feel good. I'll feel energized, and just how you're supposed to feel, really.
So I guess the key words that I heard in there, and obviously it's amazing how when a person feels good, they become more energized. But the key word I heard was consistent.
Yeah.
That you would become more consistent. Now, if you were, what would you be more consistent in doing?
Consistent in the way of doing the tasks I need to do to be able to achieve the success that I want to achieve. So, like, for example, for me, going to the gym or going for walks, doing the daily tasks for my job that I need to do, not sort of thinking too much about, like, what's going to happen or how will this, like, just actually do the stuff I need to do. Kind of more action. So action.
Okay. So you'll be
Take action more.
Yeah. So you'll be going to the gym. You'll be taking walks.
Action.
You'll
Yes.
be more energized. You'll be taking action. You'll be doing the things that are going to actually create your success. So the question would be, what in the world, what on God's planet would surely prevent anybody from actually doing these things? And if you actually see up on the screen, can you see the NLP communication model?
Yeah, it's very small writing, actually. Hang on.
It's basically your behavior versus your action, right? So basically what it is that you want outcomes, and we need to find out what makes you tick. And what is happening is you're in a pattern, and due to something you're telling yourself, that is the language of your mind, that is when you fall into this trap. Now, the trap that you fall into, would it be fair to say, I'm going to call it a pattern, but what I mean by a pattern is, would it be fair to say that this has happened before?
Yes, definitely has happened before.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, a couple of years ago.
I want you to kind of think back to a time when, it's happened before, and it could even be, it doesn't matter whether it's a few months ago or whether it's years ago, and tell me about that.
Yeah, this definitely happens, just first thought, and it's when I used to work for a company where I was really successful. I can say the peak of success, was doing really well. And we had this training that this new thing is coming on, where I would have to, like, teach my staff how to, these techniques, where I decided that after that I would not do it. I would not, that I would just find another job, because I was thinking in my head that for some reason, they're like, how am I going to do this? And, like, where this self-doubt kicked in and said,
so the key word that I'm hearing here is that you start thinking a lot, and you start thinking about the how. Now, this is the biggest killer straight up of anyone's success. So a lot of people think that, it's okay, just get the knowledge, just get the information, just, go and do a course, do a program. But the fact is, what about the beliefs and the actual patterns that hold us back? And see, this is what happens. So the moment that you begin overthinking, and the moment you start saying, how am I going to do this? How can I make this happen? And yet prior to that, if we just rewind a little bit, you talked about being successful, being given a team, And leading up to that, what was the difference between you when you were successful to when you went into that sabotage?
What was different? I guess it was my thinking, really. My thinking was different. I
Yep.
wasn't thinking as much.
Okay. Yes, key. Okay, so let me say this to you. I'm going to make a statement here, and you can write this down after this session. Be so present that nothing can touch you. Nothing can hurt you, and nothing is impossible. Be so present. And when you are so present, you are so physically and emotionally and spiritually, like I want you to get into a movie of your life when you are in flow. And I want you to consider when you are going to the gym, you are taking those walks, you are doing all of those things. Do you notice that you are present when you're doing that, or are you overthinking?
Most of the time I am, when I'm just, not even, I'm just enjoying it, and
Exactly.
I'm present, like you're saying. I'm not
Yes.
in this.
So lesson number one here is when you feel yourself getting overwhelmed, when you feel yourself going into that trap, pull yourself back and deeply ground yourself. Take a deep breath and ground yourself. Now, here is the good news about breaking this limiting cycle. So this is where we are going to help you to make positive change, because right now you can see on one side of the bridge you are in the present state. Now the present state is where you've hit overwhelm, where you've talked about feeling the things that you're feeling. Now, can you just talk about that? You did discuss it with me a little before we went live, but can you just tell me some of the feelings that you have, that you've been having in the present state?
Yeah, sure. I can. So at the moment, like today, was a lot overwhelmed, feeling overwhelmed, anxious. But prior to that, it was that self doubt, where it kicked in, self doubt, and it was self worth. Am I worthy of this, of doing this?
Right. So
Main
with
one.
this overwhelm and with this stress, you know that those feelings are just brought on by what you're telling yourself, the stories, right? So it's my job to help you go from where you are on this side of the bridge, and on the other side of the bridge, you're in a desired state of success. You're achieving your goals, you feel energized, you're lit up, you are feeling so good. You're taking walks, you're going to the gym, you're doing the consistent work that you know that you want to do. But between here and here, there is actually a gap, right? So what if I told you, Giovanna, that the overwhelm and the stress is actually doing you a favor?
Okay. Yay for that. I didn't expect that.
It's like, are you kidding me? You mean to say that all this anxiety is actually on my side and doing me a favor? Absolutely, because your subconscious mind thinks that it's protecting you. So the first thing to do is ask the question, what is the higher purpose? So we've already looked at what the problem is. We've already looked at the behavior, and obviously the behavior, when you're in this overwhelm and stress, you talked about being stuck. So what do you do when you're stuck?
Nothing. You just freeze. You can't do nothing. You just yeah, you're in this state where you can't even breathe. Like I get to the point where I'm just like, I can't even breathe properly, where I'm just like,
Okay, so you're not breathing properly. So that's one thing. You say you freeze. And
yeah,
so you obviously you're literally stuck. So it sounds like, is this cold, warm, or hot?
cold.
Okay. What if we could melt that ice? What if we could pour the most beautiful, warm, delightful, soothing, purifying water over this cold as ice freeze and just allow everything to begin to melt? What if we could just get everything to melt away? What if I told you that this part of you that's been doing the overwhelmed, I want to thank it. I want to thank that part of you, Giovanna, that has created the overwhelmed stress. And even as it's gone into the self-doubt, because the self-doubt and the lack of self-worth of not feeling like you're good enough or whether you're worthy enough comes back to an old movie. See, your subconscious mind does not know the difference between time. It doesn't know the difference between now, today, and when you were 5 years old, when you were 10 years old. So do you believe you know a time? I'm just going to go really fast here, and I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. We're just going to take the fastest route. And I want you to think of the first number that comes to your mind between the age of 0 and 8. First number now.
4.
Okay, so I want you to just take a deep breath in and breathe out. And what I want you to do is I want to ask your higher self to go back to the 4-year-old. The 4-year-old that was stuck. The 4-year-old that was frozen. The 4-year-old that felt anxious, but perhaps it manifested in a different way. And through the 4-year-old's eyes, can you understand that there may have been something back there that did actually cause this?
Yeah.
Can you identify it? Okay, all right. So this is where it gets a little emotional, I know. And if you can bear with me, I'll just take you through this really, really quickly. So I want you to imagine that you are the 4-year-olds, like higher power, guardian angel, goddess, queen, mother angel, whatever she needs, and you are appearing in a light and you're looking at that little child. And I want you to firstly soothe her and just remind her it's a different day now. It's a different time. This is the past. And I want you to, in your omnipotent power of being in the higher self, I want you to keep yourself really in a very empowered state. And I want you to tap in and discover what this little child needs. What does a little child need right here? Can you tell me some of the things that she needs?
Self-worth.
Okay, so I'm also going to give you some ideas just to help you along. So there can be love, connection, security, peace, confidence, certainty, happiness, joy. I mean, obviously that they need to be genuine, but what does this little girl need? So self-worth, what does she need to be given?
Connection.
Connection, beautiful. Because connection and love are a very high human value. So with this connection, if she has this connection, what is that going to give her more of? What feeling?
Of feeling important and being worthy.
Okay, so it's going to give her a feeling of importance and worthiness. Now, as you begin to surround her with this connection and this beautiful, beautiful love that is giving her the importance and worthiness, how does that impact her feelings? What does that actually feel like?
It feels good. Yeah, really good.
And what does good feel like?
Light.
Light. And I believe you mentioned these words before, light and good. And when she's feeling light and good and worthy and important, do these words actually ring a bell to you about the future present self and some of the things that were going on? Can you see the connection here?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And what I want you to do is I want you to imagine that you are rising up above the little girl and you are gathering all of this empowerment. You are gathering from the universe the most highest form of love, the most highest form of connection and importance and worthiness. And I want you to imagine it's transmitting into a color, a beautiful color that it's like shining on you. It's giving you power. It is transmuting you. What color is it?
Pink.
Beautiful. And with this beautiful pink color, I want you now to just see the little girl, and I want you to look at her, and I want you to see her there. And then I want you to notice a couple of other times in her life, that is your life, that she has wound up stuck and doing all those same patterns that she was doing. Can you identify at least 2 or 3 other times in your life where you were doing it?
Yeah.
That's pretty easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And here's the thing, this is where we're going to break the chain, because we're going to break it from here and we're going to look at the other couple of sequences, patterns where you've done the same thing. However, I want you to remember that there was a higher purpose for this. Remember I said that to you earlier? And I want you to look beyond your present self, and I want you to see over into the future where you are in your absolute element. You are relaxed, you are focused, you are feeling amazing, you are successful, you are achieving all the things that you want to achieve. You're going to the gym, you're taking walks, you're in the present state of feeling amazing. And I want you to see a goal out in the future, and tell me what you have achieved that proves to you that this modality completely set you free. What is your goal? Tell me your goal for the future.
To be successful in the business, in the online business I'm doing.
Okay,
and
so you
help people with their health and wellness goals.
Okay, so you want to be successful in helping people in their health and wellness. And how many people are perhaps just like you, and how many people in the way that they're just like you, in the way that they want health and wellness and they want to be set free to be successful and to be able to feel amazing and good and light and really achieve all the things that they want to achieve? How many people out there like that do you believe there would be?
A lot.
What if I told you that your pain of your story is actually your glory? What if I told you that, yes, there's a smile. What if I told you that you can look down on this inner child and you can look through your whole life, and every single time you were stuck, I'm not saying this is going to make you perfect, but it's certainly going to unleash you. It's certainly going to completely give you this amazing power. You know, can you see how your life was meant to go exactly the way it did? Because over in the distance, that goal of achieving, of helping people with health and wellness has been realized. And I want you to give me a date. I want you to give me a tangible date. What date? Perhaps the month and the year.
28th of the 6th, 2022.
Oh, how come so far away?
I don't know. That just came to my mind.
Well, okay. You better have a big dream then, girlfriend. So you tell me what is, okay, firstly tell me about.
Oh, I can do another date.
No, we'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
Let's get to what you've said. I need to go with the flow. So on the 28th of the 6th in 22, firstly tell me what is the massive change in your life that is like, wow.
Oh, we'll be able to travel overseas.
Oh yeah, I can understand that. So you're traveling overseas. Okay, that's a beauty. All right. So tell me about your money. What is happened with your money and your wealth? How is that set in 22?
That is amazing. It's got the residual income. The health is really good. I'm like fit and healthy.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty much helping so many people with my example.
Okay, so you're helping so many people. Now I'm just going to get a little bit more specific here. So when you look at your
coaching other people, sorry? Like coaching other people.
You're coaching, so you are actually coaching. Well, you're in the right place, right, girlfriend? Because I'm going to give you these, because the very blueprint that really moves and shakes your life, even though you know that I've helped you with other things before in the past, but the blueprint that helps you to take that quantum leap is the same blueprint you'll be able to give to other people, right? So I want you to think about your residual income. Are you twice as rich, 3 times as rich, 4 times as rich, 5? Have you 5x, 6x, 7x, 9x, 10x?
6x.
Is that all you want? 6x? Right. What's your limitation? You've still got a limitation. So you want to 6x your residual income. Okay. Is that all you want?
But what is it? Like what, 6? Is that like 6 figure?
6 times better than what you've got now.
Yeah.
You're happy with 6 timesing it?
10 times. 10 times.
I like that word, 10x, as long as you own it. So what was holding you back? I just stay where you are above the child and tell me what was holding you back from 10xing.
I don't know, like it's too much or something.
Too much for who? Too much for what? You don't want to bless quite as many people? You don't want to inspire quite as many people, because I'm just changing your blueprint here on your wealth blueprint. But let me tell you, this is a big one. And a lot of people will just keep it a little bit, you know, small.
Scared to have the big, scared to like dream big, like of, you know.
So 6 times what you've got is great, and I do appreciate that. But I do feel as a coach, I want to ask you the question, are you prepared to 10x? And you said too much. You think it's too much for what?
You know, like I don't know if I'll be able to handle like that much, like that much success and that much.
So you don't know whether you would be able to handle. So, okay. Well, I tell you one of the things that turned my money blueprint around, and that was this. When I recognized that I wasn't valuing other people when I was keeping myself smaller. Because the more money, the more success, the more people you can help. It's not really about you. It's not about greed. It's not about anything like this. But then even when you're thinking about it as in too much to handle, what comes to your mind? Is it too much responsibility? Is it too much? What is it?
Yeah, maybe too much responsibility. Like, how will I manage everything?
Okay, that dreaded how question has come
Time
out.
management, horrible. I'm time management, like with me at the moment. It's
Yeah.
So time for me always is a big one like that.
So time and how. So the time and the how are what needs to be reframed. So what if I told you that time is just an illusion? What if I told you that when your why is so big, the how will take care of itself, then you will have a much greater chance of achieving this.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come back and do another session tomorrow. But right now, what I want to do is I want to stay here where you are, and I want you to look right down the timeline and see yourself. And let's just be where you've put it. You've 6x'd your wealth. You are healthy. How's your relationships improved?
Yeah, it's improved. Really, like drastically improved. I don't know what to
So
say.
drastically improved. That's good. And how does it feel when your relationships have drastically improved?
It's just easier to communicate, and you know, just everything's so much easier.
Okay, so everything is so much easier. And what if I told you that time and the how is going to be taken care of in our next session with the why?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you now to look to being 30 days out from the present now. So it's around about the 3rd of September, 2020. And you have completely released that block. And I want you to notice that the patterns that you had were all part of you creating your epic success. There was a gold nugget and a reason for it. And when you can see it and identify the purpose that you may have had in your life to have gone through and suffered what you'd suffered and had to deal with it and then transmute it, clear it, dissolve it, and set it free, can you see the higher purpose now for what it has to do with your future?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to thank it. I want you to embody it, embrace it, and thank it, and just be with it for a moment. Telling it that you know that it was only wanting to serve you to the highest, that it was all part of the plan, the bigger plan. It was all part of your story and your chapter. And now I want you to say, it's okay now, I have learned. And just like a teenager that learns how to drive a vehicle, or a person who learns to drive a vehicle, as soon as they learn, the driving instructor doesn't have to teach that same lesson anymore. And in the same way, you won't need to learn this lesson anymore. So I wonder if you can just decree to let it go. Is there anything that would hold you back from letting it go?
I don't think so, but
Okay. Are you prepared then to say these words after me? I'm going to say them first to make sure that you're okay, because free will is so important in this. And that is that I decree to dissolve, clear, and release the blocks, the feelings of low self-worth, and the feelings of stuck and self-doubt and stress. Are you okay to actually repeat this after me?
yeah,
All right. So with those, all of those feelings that I've just stated, I want you to repeat this after me. I decree
I decree
to dissolve,
to dissolve,
clear, and release
clear, and release
all those old negative emotions
all those negative old emotions
and behaviors
and behaviors
right across time,
right across time,
from past,
from past,
present, and future.
present, and future.
I now command
I now command
my right
my right
to be successful,
to be successful,
to be connected,
to be connected,
to feel important,
to feel important,
to know I'm worthy,
to know I am worthy,
and to feel completely lit up in my role.
and to feel completely lit up in my role.
Okay, take a deep breath in. And I want you to connect in with that pink color. And I want you to imagine that you're giving that gift to the little child and you're dropping that pink color down. And that color is now flowing all the way across time, right through. And it's the feeling and the behaviors and all of the new amazing feelings of love, connection, self-worth, worthiness, confidence, and all these beautiful feelings that give you the ability to know that your present self is good enough. Your present self is rich, divinely rich. And just see that go through time and allow it to integrate. And notice that it's updating and upgrading and integrating all of the life things that went along the timeline. So as far as your superconscious is concerned, you have always been this empowered person. And I want to thank your learnings, and I want to bring you right through to the present, to where you are now. And I want you to see yourself in the 20th of August, that is just around the corner. And I want you to look and see yourself really activating all of those codes of connection, codes of importance, codes of worthiness, feeling good, feeling light, feeling consistent, doing things, taking walks, going to the gym, energized. And I want you to assess that this is safe. Is this safe, Giovanna?
Yeah.
Is this good for you?
Yes.
Is it ecologically good?
Yes, it is.
So therefore, I want you to drop the beautiful color, and I want you to actually drop down with it into the 20th of August and just feel all of those sensations inside you. And I want you to actually take both arms and place them across your shoulders. You can look at me if you like to see what I'm doing, and just be in that space of the 20th of August and cross your arms over. So you're holding both shoulders there. And I want you just to give yourself this big, gigantic hug. And I want you to soothe your arms and close your eyes and just soothe your arms up and down. And as you feel that love and you feel that connection, I want you to take a deep breath in and hold on to yourself, because you're going to merge all this back to the present. 1, 2, 3. And back to the present. Breathe in and breathe out. Excellent, well done. And we will do our next session as well, and we will actually release it. I do this modality because it's one of my lighter ones. Obviously, I teach very, very deep deep modalities, but I'm doing this one for the group. And what I want to ask you is, how do you feel now?
So good, so light.
Isn't that what you wanted?
Yes.
That's awesome. Oh. Okay, that's so good. Well, thank you, Giovanna. We look forward to the next session, and I just stay on the line while I actually stop the live stream, and we will talk to you all soon.